Welcome back to the Disney Dyad channel. Today we're talking about The Three Caballeros. This film was released February 3rd, 1945. And it also follows the same structure as the previous Saludos Amigos. We have different shorts strung together to make a full-length feature film. This one's different because there's not that much live-action stuff. It's not set up to be sort of like a vacation home video. It's actually set up to be sort of like a documentary almost. We start out with Donald getting some gifts, and he opens them, and it's basically there to teach you some things about birds and culture. So the first portion that Donald sees is Pablo the penguin. He's a penguin that wants to leave the Antarctic to move to the tropics. We also see a little portion talking about the different birds of South America. There's another portion that shows a gaucho finding a flying donkey and using the flying donkey to beat these other gauchos in a race. We are then reintroduced to Jose Carioca, and he takes us to Bahia, Brazil, and we get to meet Yaya. We then meet Panchito, who is a rooster, and he basically teaches us about Mexican culture. So, like I said, this one can be separated into different portions. And I really like the Pablo the penguin portion. That was a really cute portion. I actually liked the learning about the birds. I thought that was an interesting thing. The gaucho and the flying donkey was sweet. When we're introduced to Yaya and go to Bahia, Brazil, that's a very beautiful animated portion there. We also get a lot of informational stuff about Mexico from Panchito, which I really like. There are some things that I kind of didn't like about this one, and I think really the only thing that I really didn't like about it was at the end I felt like it kind of started devolving over time, and it became more of just watch Donald chase these women, which kind of drug on. I would rather the last portion continued from Panchito teaching about different things like the Mexican Christmas story and talking about Mexico City. I wish it continued with that instead of devolving into here's Donald chasing women. He's flying around. He's trying to catch women. I'd much rather it continued from Panchito teaching different things. Something that I noticed that was pretty interesting was it brought back the portion from Fantasia, the little soundtrack line that they did back then. But the difference with this one is Donald somehow got fused with it, so you see Donald being morphed and everything. I thought that was pretty interesting that they brought that back from Fantasia and added a Donald Duck element. Another thing I thought was interesting was the Arquon bird. It was a reoccurring thing throughout the first portion of the film. Once we meet the Arquon bird, he's this interesting, eclectic bird that does this weird song and runs around. And after we're introduced to Jose Carioca, he actually interrupts the film for a little bit and runs around and aggravates Donald and Carioca. This isn't marking anything off of the film, but I thought it would be interesting if they actually brought him back for the finale. How it stands, the finale, devolves from Donald chasing women, and it turns into a portion where Donald's in a bull costume chasing Panchito around. And I thought it would be interesting if maybe instead, this was just an idea I thought watching it, because I felt like they were building up to bringing the Arquon bird back. You saw the Arquon bird being introduced when you're with Jose Carioca. He gets reintroduced to just remind the audience that he's still there, and I thought they were going to have a payoff with him at the end. So I thought it'd be interesting if maybe Donald was in the bull costume and he was trying to get the Arquon bird, or maybe Panchito and Carioca and Donald they're fed up with the Arquon bird, and the fireworks blow up on them when they're trying to get that Arquon bird or something like that. I thought that was going to be the payoff or something like that, but they don't bring them back after that, which I thought was I thought it would make a lot of sense to bring them back just for the finale, because I felt like that's what they were building up to. But that's not something that's going to mark any marks off of this film. As it stands, I do like this one. I feel like the end, it kind of devolves though, and that's the only thing that I feel like kind of takes away from this film. It's still worth a watch, but I don't think it holds the attention as much as Saludos Amigos. It kind of devolves and loses its focus at the end.